Just Saying Get Better. Written by Ribs Grow Back. Read by Ribs Grow
and Very Back. Chapter 4. Your name is Fefripacious, and you are nervous. Nervous is a familiar feeling to you, because in your high expectations, high-class life, you have always been pushed to the best, and you usually are. You are good at being good at things. You used to live for the pressure of your mountain of extracurriculars, and your parents' high expectations of you because you are the governor's daughter. The governor who is running for president in a few years, and cannot have any skeletons in the closet, young lady, so you had better behave yourself and remember that you are always in the public eye and you have to show them that you are just great, so don't screw it up! And you were great, until one day you had a very sudden, very unexpected, and very, very public nervous breakdown, and now you are here. You get to your room at the same time as your roommate, a pretty Asian girl with long straight hair who looks really down. You can understand that, you're a little down too. But you're here to get better, and that's a good thing. She has an aide next to her, and you wonder if everyone here has to be escorted places. Maybe you get to share this aide, who knows? So you smile and wave hello. The girl just stares at you and shuffles into the room. The aide leaves. You guess that you get to be unsupervised in your room. That's pretty neat. The other girl doesn't look very forthcoming, so you figure you're the one who had better make introductions. Abandoning your suitcase, you bounce over to offer a handshake and chirp out, "Hi, I'm Pfeffery. What's your name?" She just stares at you again and finally mumbles,
Radia Megiddo.
"Hi, Radia. It's great to meet you."
You seem awfully excited to be here.
"Well, I'm here to get better, and that's good, isn't it?" "It totally is. Fishies, it's drafty in here. Do you mind if I shut the door?" you ask.
You can't,
she says hollowly, and starts unpacking her suitcase as if that's really all there is to say on the matter. Why not? Does she mean she doesn't want you to shut it? Because if so, that's a pretty rude way of saying it.
I'm on suicide watch. They don't let me have closed doors.
Oh, fishies, you are so insensitive. Oh, fishies, oh, fishies. Oh, my fishies, I am so sorry. Surely you must think I'm just so rude right now. Oh, my.
It's okay. It's not like you knew,
she says, and gives you a friendly, almost smile. You still feel glubbing terrible, though, and you want to find some way to make it up to her, but you settle for some friendly chatting until the bell rings for lunch and the aide comes to escort her to the cafeteria. She seems to still be unpacking, or maybe she just doesn't want to go with you, so you leave her alone. You're worried that she totally hates you and just doesn't want to be seen with you when you hear her call out, "Wait!" from down the hallway. You stop, and she half jogs over to you, the aide giving her some space and walking a few yards behind. You can't help but grin, and the two of you set off for lunch together, wondering what kind of food they'll serve. At one point, you think you might even have made her laugh.
Chapter 5.
Your name's Gamzee Makara, and dang, life is full of miracles. Take this room, for instance. You can't quite remember how you got here, but you're pretty sure a white angel brought you here and helped you stick up a clown poster on the wall. You think you were lying on the bed at one point, but now you're on the floor, mostly. Your feet are still up there, those silly guys. You give him a lazy smile, and the motion pulls at the stitches on your face, sending a red-hot jet of pain straight to your skull. Whoa. You sit there and ponder that for a few minutes. Because everything is so slow, but that pain was so fast, and what a miracle that is. You experiment for a while with different facial expressions to see what hurts and what doesn't. At least you think you do. You might have fallen asleep for a second there. Oh wow, you were definitely asleep because you just opened your eyes to a brand new miracle standing right in front of you. You wonder how he learned to stand on the ceiling until you realize that you're still lying on the ground. You slide off the bed all the way and right yourself in a blurry haze of color and motion and remember why you got up in the first place. Dang, this must be your roommate, and those are some metal legs he's got there, and he's even got metal in his face. Ain't that just a miracle right there?
Be the miracle. You are now the miracle. You don't feel like a miracle, though. You feel terrified. Your name is Tavros Nitram, and you are terrified of this place and the doctors and the aides, and especially terrified of your new roommate. You are terrified because being here means you will have to speak to people in person, and you've gone out of your way to avoid doing that since you were very, very small. You were always very quiet in person, and you've never had very many friends. Once you got a computer, you didn't have any friends who weren't online, because friendship was much easier without having to speak to people in person. You were a junior in high school, and you had managed not to speak a word to anyone but your parents since freshman year. If anyone tried to talk to you, you either ignored them or ran away. Eventually, you learned that if you looked tough enough, nobody would try to talk to you anymore. So one afternoon, you pierced your nose and lips and ears in the bathroom mirror, and a few weeks later, you shaved your hair into a mohawk. And between that and the prosthetic legs you'd had since you were 11, people seemed to be intimidated enough just to stay away. It worked perfectly until one day you bumped into a member of the lacrosse team whose buddies surrounded you and shoved you and laughed and demanded that you say and do all sorts of terrifying things. You don't remember anything after a certain point, but when you regained coherency in the psychiatric ward, pumped full of sedatives, they told you that you had a severe panic attack, and after a quick interview where they tacked social anxiety and selective mute to your list of diagnoses, they informed you that you needed intensive treatment. Tavros, be in intensive treatment. Now you're at Green Sun to get help for all of these problems. But looking at your new roommate with his wild ginger curls and messy face paint and terrifying posters and 3 huge stitched gashes on his face, you are more terrified than ever. When he turns his sleepy gaze onto you and mumbles,
"Hey man, there's some metal legs you got there."
you feel yourself start to hyperventilate. But he doesn't seem to want any sort of response, seeming content to just drawl on and on about miracles and metal and mirthful messiahs. You're still on the edge of panic though when he ambles over and plops down onto your bed with you. His face gets close to yours and his eyes squint, like he's trying to read tiny print off the end of your nose. And it's too close. Oh no, you start hyperventilating for real this time, and crying, "Oh no, why are you crying?" And then he says,
"I guess you don't talk much, do you?"
And you shake your head no, terrified because what is he going to do? But he just smiles and leans back and says,
"That's okay, bro. I got more than enough words for the both of us."
And suddenly you don't feel so scared. Chapter 6. Be Terezi's roommate.
You are now Nepethalation, and you just walked in to see your new roommate looking absolutely miserable. Now, you're not feeling too great yourself, but you feel absolutely awful watching this girl's lower lip tremble like that. She looks up as you click on the lights, but in the wrong direction, and from that and the large opaque shades she's wearing, you piece together that she must be blind. And now you are quite unsure of what to do, because you don't want to end up saying something insensitive, but you need to say something because she heard you, so now she must know you're here.
Hello? Is someone there?
Hi, yeah, I'm Nepetha. I'm your new roommate.
Oh, hi, I'm Terezi.
She slumps back onto the bed and stares at the ceiling, except you have to remind yourself that she probably can't stare at anything. Oh gosh, you are just being so insensitive, this is awful. You have no idea what to do to break the ice here, so you just start unpacking your clothes, while drowning in a veritable sea of awkward silence. That silence is broken, however, by your personalized set of dice spilling out of your bag and onto the floor. Terezi jolts at the sound and looks around wildly, and you apologize quickly and explain it was just your dice.
Dice? Why do you have dice here?
They're for Dungeons and Dragons. Do you play? I'm a rogue and I've done so many campaigns and it's awfully fun, you say, hoping that maybe this will interest her.
Oh man, I used to DM in high school. They said I was brutal.
Wow, maybe we could play sometime. You're actually getting excited. You wanted to start a D&D club in school before your cat started taking up all of your time and you ended up here. Having someone to play with would be wonderful.
Yeah, we should see if they'll let us start up a game during free time one of these days. I can draw up a map.
She suddenly cuts off and seems to choke up a bit. Oh gosh, what do you do? You settle for going over and hugging her. She seems to appreciate it and hugs back for a minute before pulling away and sighing.
I used to make the best maps.
Well, maybe we don't need a map. We can just roleplay. I love roleplaying. You say, and she smiles. Maybe you won't screw this up too terribly after all.